Imagine finding out that something you do every single week in your own kitchen, something you do specifically because you are trying to be practical, trying to save money, trying not to waste food, is quietly and systematically creating the conditions for one of the deadliest cancers in the human body without you knowing. Does that sound extreme? Unfortunately, it is not. There is a habit that hundreds of millions of people repeat every week without a second thought: reheating leftovers. And the truth about what happens inside 5 very specific foods the second time heat touches them is something that most people will go their entire lives without ever being told. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly which 5 foods are the most dangerous to reheat, what they are chemically turning into inside your body when you press that button, and why that transformation connects directly to one of the cancers with the lowest survival rates in all of modern medicine: pancreatic cancer. I am Dr. Maxwell Martin, and I'm going to tell you something today that I believe every single person who cooks at home deserves to know, because I have sat across from too many patients who received a devastating diagnosis and looked at me and asked, "Why did nobody warn me about this sooner? I am done staying quiet." Now, here is what you need to understand before we begin. Your pancreas never warns you. It does not hurt when it is being damaged. It does not swell. It does not send you a signal while the damage is quietly building up inside it across months and years of the wrong daily habits. By the time you feel something wrong enough to go to a doctor, the cancer has, in the overwhelming majority of cases, already spread beyond the point where anything can be done. The 5-year survival rate is under 12%. 12%. That number is why every single thing I am about to show you matters so much, at this exact moment, waiting to be reheated tonight. Let's start with the one that I guarantee is going to shock you the most, because it is something the entire health world has been pushing you to eat. Kitchen setting. Because at least 3 of these 5 foods are sitting in your refrigerator right now at this exact moment, waiting to be reheated tonight. Kitchen setting. Think about those crispy golden fries left over from last night, the ones you covered and told yourself you would finish tomorrow, that fried chicken you wrapped carefully in foil. Kitchen setting, because it felt like a waste to throw it away. That leftover spring roll sitting in the corner of your fridge. What do you do the next day? You probably toss it in the microwave. Kitchen setting, because it felt like a waste to throw it away. That leftover spring roll sitting in the corner of your fridge. What do you do the next day? You probably toss it in the microwave. Kitchen setting. Or even worse, you heat a little fresh oil in the pan to crisp it up again. It is exactly at that moment that you activate a chemical process inside that food that your pancreas has almost no defense against. Kitchen setting. When you heat them a second time, they undergo deep oxidative breakdown, and that process generates a class of toxic compounds called aldehydes. The 2 most dangerous ones have names you probably cannot pronounce. Clinic background. But you do not need to remember the names. You just need to understand what they do to your body. Free radicals released from reheated oil are like hundreds of sparks flying off an out-of-control fire. Kitchen setting. Each one small, flying randomly in every direction, landing on your healthy cells, destroying them from the inside, including the DNA that tells each cell how to grow, when to stop, and when to die the way it is supposed to. Outdoor setting. When that code is corrupted enough times, the cell stops following instructions. It starts multiplying when it should not. That is how cancer begins. And here is what is terrifying. Virtual setting. When that code is corrupted enough times, the cell stops following instructions. It starts multiplying when it should not. That is how cancer begins. And here is what is terrifying. Virtual setting. Your pancreas is one of the most vulnerable organs to this specific type of attack. When you eat food loaded with these aldehyde compounds, your body triggers a full inflammatory response to try to contain the damage. Clinic background. But if you are eating reheated fried food multiple times a week, your body never gets to turn that inflammatory response off. A permanently inflamed pancreas is a pancreas trying to do delicate work inside a burning building. Metaphoric setting. Every enzyme it tries to produce, every signal it tries to send, every cell it tries to protect, all happening in a chemical war zone it was never designed to survive in. Eventually, it cannot keep up. Virtual setting. And when it stops keeping up, you do not get a warning. You just get a diagnosis. You might be feeling signs of this right now as you watch this and have been completely explaining them away. Kitchen setting. A dull heaviness in your upper abdomen after meals you keep dismissing as overeating. An unexplained fatigue that sets in specifically after you eat. Vague discomfort you call poor digestion. Clinic background. So, how do you protect yourself? First rule, absolutely non-negotiable. Never reheat fried food in oil. Not fresh oil, not the same oil. Never. Use a dry oven or air fryer. Clinic background. Use a dry oven at 180 degrees or an air fryer. Dry heat brings back the texture without a single drop of new chemical damage. Frying oil is single use only. Fry today, throw it away. Kitchen setting. Because that comparison, a bottle of oil versus not getting pancreatic cancer, that is the actual choice you are making every week without even knowing you are making it. Clinic background. Now get ready, because the second food on this list is going to surprise you far more. Healthy leafy greens, like spinach, kale, and arugula, something I myself have recommended for years. Clinic background. Picture Sunday evening. You cook a beautiful pan of sautéed spinach with garlic and olive oil. You feel genuinely good about yourself. You are eating your greens. You put the leftovers in the fridge. Kitchen setting. Monday lunch. You take it out and microwave it for 90 seconds. It smells exactly the same, looks exactly the same, tastes exactly the same. But that second round of heat has triggered a dangerous reaction. Kitchen setting. Here is what is happening. Leafy greens contain nitrates. Fresh, they are harmless. But when you cook these vegetables and let them sit, bacteria begin converting those nitrates into nitrites. Clinic background. Heat a second time, and they form nitrosamines. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies these as probable human carcinogens. Burn that word into your head. Nitrosamines. Clinic background. Meaning they go directly inside the nucleus of your cells and damage your DNA. Think of your DNA as the master blueprint. Nitrosamines are like someone breaking into the blueprint room and quietly changing measurements. Clinic background. Your repair systems catch most of it, but not all of it. Over months and years of repeated exposure, the accumulated corruptions start producing cells that do not behave the way they should. Blood travels. Clinic background. Once nitrosamines enter your bloodstream, they travel to every organ, and the pancreas is called into the detoxification effort repeatedly, bathing in genotoxic compounds while simultaneously being forced into stress. Clinic background. The fix. Eat your cooked greens cold. Cold spinach in a grain bowl or wrapped in a salad. Zero nitrosamine formation because there is no second heat. Cook only what you are eating right now, not a batch. Kitchen setting. The third food is the most shocking. Rice. No strong flavor, no strong smell. And hidden inside, a biological process most people have never once been warned about. Think about that pot of rice. Batching. Clinic background. Think about the pot of rice you made a few days ago. You made a large batch because it is easier. You have been reheating portions every day. This is normal. I need to introduce you to Bacillus cereus. Kitchen setting. This organism is present in raw rice anywhere in the world. Cooking kills the active bacteria, but it does not kill the spores. Spores are hardened survival structures. Boiling water cannot destroy them. They wait. Virtual setting. Waiting for the temperature to drop into their ideal range, which is exactly the temperature of your kitchen counter. They wake up, multiply, and produce toxins. Invisible danger. Kitchen setting. When you microwave that rice, you kill the live bacteria. But the toxin they already produced? Your microwave does not touch it. It enters your body in full working order. Inflammation begins. Kitchen setting. Science has mapped the gut-pancreas axis. Your gut and pancreas share blood supply. A chronically inflamed gut sends those signals directly to your pancreas. Every time. It's a quiet risk. Clinic background. The fix: cool cooked rice within 1 hour. Spread it wide and shallow to cool faster. Eat within 24 hours. Reheat fully once, then finish it. These are simple rules. Take them to heart. Kitchen setting. Now, the fourth food. Nearly every family eats this multiple times a week: chicken. The danger here comes from a specific feature of one very common kitchen appliance. Inefficiency is the risk. Clinic background. You made roasted chicken thighs last night. Golden, perfectly cooked. You saved them in a container. Today at lunch, you microwave them for 2 minutes. Touch the outside, it feels hot. You eat. Normal? No. Kitchen setting. But a microwave does not heat food the way an oven does. Different parts have different water content and fat distribution. Some parts reach temperature, other parts stay where bacteria multiply. Cold spots. Kitchen setting. These are called cold spots. They are incubators for Salmonella and Campylobacter. A Salmonella infection is not a mild afternoon. It is a systemic biological event. Your immune system goes to war. Virtual setting. Your entire immune system is mobilized for war. And while that war is happening, your pancreas is pulled into the inflammatory response every single time. Repeated low doses accumulate quietly. Years pass. Domestic setting. The fix: use the oven at 175 degrees, covered tightly with foil for 15 to 20 minutes. No cold spots. The moist trapped heat reaches every part uniformly. Or cut chicken into small pieces. Power down. Clinic background. Now we have reached the fifth and final food. This one carries not one but two separate chemical dangers at the same time. Roasted potatoes. 2 attacks on your pancreas simultaneously. Sunday leftovers. Monday crisping. Clinic background. Attack 1 comes from acrylamide. It forms when starchy foods are exposed to high heat. The golden color you love is the Maillard reaction, and acrylamide forms as part of that exact same process. Reheating doubles down. Kitchen setting. When a potato is cooled and refrigerated, its surface dries out. Sugars and amino acids concentrate. When you apply high heat a second time, chemical conditions for acrylamide are more favorable than before. Load increases. Toxic. Kitchen setting. Attack 2, the loss of resistant starch. Cooling potatoes creates protective starch. Reheating at high heat destroys it, causing a sudden large insulin spike. Your pancreas responds urgently. Forced production. Exhausting. Kitchen setting. Who responds to that spike? Your pancreas. 3 times a week for years, those beta cells are driven into emergency production until they exhaust and degrade. Progressive cell exhaustion is a silent path. Conditions follow. Clinic background. The fix: eat your cooked potatoes cold whenever you can. Cold potato salad with olive oil and vinegar. You keep the resistant starch and eliminate acrylamide. Give your pancreatic beta cells a rest. They deserve it. Kitchen setting. We have gone through all 5, and I need to tell you, it is not too late. The human body has a capacity for recovery that genuinely humbles me. Every choice matters. Chronic inflammation can come down. Replace cells. Start now. Clinic background. Damaged cells get replaced constantly. Every better choice you make from this moment forward moves you in the right direction. What I am asking you to carry is not fear. Fear paralyzes. Carry practical knowledge. Choice tonight. Outdoor setting. When you open that refrigerator, fried food, reheat it dry. Leafy greens, cold. Rice, cool fast. Chicken, oven. Potatoes, cold. Small habits practiced consistently over months and years. Give your pancreas something back. Silence is over. Clinic background. I am Dr. Maxwell Martin. If this gave you something real today, send this video to one person you love right now. Your mother, your partner, your friend. Take care of yourselves. See you in the next Health Matters Clinic background.